The rope defanged. Many try to overcome the symptoms of stress by avoiding the rope. Those in the do what lights you up, and if it doesn't feel right, move on camps get this problem completely wrong. This is an attempt to evade the rope by reinforcing the mirror. The effect? It makes you that much more vulnerable when confronted with dislikes and triggers you cannot avoid, which, hate to say it, is part of life. You've got a stronger, more fragile ego without the tools to face conflict. The age-old solution, known by fighters, athletes, and military men alike, is to embrace stress. For it is only through the adding of weight that we truly learn to unburden. One must add weight to unburden. Novice fighters fear getting hit. It's the seasoned fighter who knows he's not made of glass, who's conditioned his body and taken his lumps, that doesn't fear getting hit. He's able to stay in the mix and focus on creative problem solving under pressures that would crater most minds. In that freedom from impulsive retreat is the space to think, feel, and react unencumbered. Now, not everyone is destined for the ring, and that's okay, but the principle holds true, that if you want a problem to feel small, you have to take on bigger challenges. If you want a trigger to have lesser impact, condition your anti-fragile mind-body to handle greater stressors. This isn't just a philosophical aphorism, it's a biological fact. The same nervous system that signals dread before public speaking is the same one deadlifting, or not, in the gym. Resilience to stress is a global, systemic phenomenon, meaning even things like the strength of your connective tissue, the ratio of fast to slow twitch muscle, your physical structure or posture, and your breathing patterns are not relegated to short-lived training sessions. They actually augment the machine and increase your threshold for stress 24 hours a day across all activities. This could be activated, and is by some, by jumping out of airplanes and other forms of extreme thrill-seeking, but not without the ever-present risk of becoming a concrete pancake. And that outcome is binary. You either live or you die. And you can't exactly practice not dying if your equipment fails. And this is a critical insight. Clearly, we must apply stress in order to grow, but not all stressors are created equal. Our biology is adaptable, up to a point, beyond which we risk injury, trauma, or loss of confidence. So we need enough stress to ensure growth, but not so much that it weakens us. Stress that leads to growth can be prioritized along a few key filters. Is it progressive, symmetrical, measurable, structural, intense, and scalable in fashion? If it isn't clear, strength and conditioning, the right variety and of an appropriate degree, fits that bill better than any other practice or craft. The gym is a laboratory where we study our resilience to stress in safe and measurable ways. And clearly, some forms of training approximate those filters better than others. That is the science of strength and a central pillar of weightlessness training. Without going into great depth on each filter, which would require another webinar, I'll leave you with this simple heuristic. High tension over low tension. High intensity over low intensity. Impact over no impact. Does this mean that the latter is of no value? No, not at all. It just means that in the game of resilience, the former cannot be neglected without consequence. The rope doesn't really care how long you can jog, but it does respect how much you can lift.